Okay, did the camera work this time? All right, perfect. Okay, so let me move it so that you guys can see the shark's teeth again. Okay, so the shark's teeth on this side are black. The shark's teeth on this side are gray and brown. Now, if you look at the shark's teeth closely, you can see that they are all shaped a little bit different. Each shark has teeth shaped unique to that shark based on what it eats. Now, a shark, like these two that I am pointing to, have a very triangular shaped tooth. There are little serrations on the edge, like that, used for tearing things, just like your steak knife might have serrations on it to cut through the steak. Those are shark teeth for sharks that need to chew off hunks of meat. Sharks that eat dead things and are scavengers. This shark tooth, where my finger is kind of an in-between tooth. And this shark tooth right here is a pointy tooth, more like a fork, that is used to stab something. So these are 4 teeth that we as a family have collected. Now I also have one tooth that I'm going to show you that is not one we have collected. This is a tooth that my son bought off of eBay. It is a real shark's tooth. Let me make sure it's all in the screen there. It is a real shark's tooth. Here is the pencil next to it. It is a megalodon tooth. It has the serrations along the edge as well. When you measure a shark's tooth, you measure from the tip here to the top of the gum line. And I believe on this tooth it was 6 1/4 inches or something. So this is definitely a huge shark's tooth. Definitely not a tooth that I would like to see the shark attached to it. This is also a good shark's tooth to show because you can see 2 different colors here. You can see brown and then you can see black. This brown covering is enamel. Just like your teeth have enamel on it to protect your teeth, a shark's tooth has enamel on it to protect the inner part of a tooth. Now for a shark, it's not as important to protect its tooth. Why? Anyone know why it's not as important for a shark to protect his tooth as it is for you to protect your tooth? Anne, go ahead.
Because it can grow back up if it falls down.
Awesome. A shark in his jaw would have this huge tooth, and then behind it would have like 10 more rows of huge teeth. And as one tooth falls out, either because he's fighting, he's eating, whatever he's doing, it gets stuck in something, a new one comes right up into its place and is the new tooth. And they have an unlimited supply behind them, behind their teeth. You only have 2. You have a baby tooth and an adult tooth. Now, an interesting fact is if a shark loses one of its teeth, the new tooth can be in its place completely just as strong as that tooth it just lost in about 24 hours. So it can be very quickly replaced. Why might this be an advantage for a shark? besides not having to worry about missing the tooth, why would that quick replacement time be an advantage to a shark? Let's pretend I'm a shark and I am fighting with a whale. I'm trying to eat the whale. And I lose 4 teeth right here on the bottom in that whale, and I didn't eat it. It got away. What would the advantage of those 4 teeth being replaced in about 24 hours be? Anyone have a guess? If your microphone's not working, go ahead and put it in the text chat. Okay, we can communicate that way as well. Remember, the class is only as interesting as you guys make it. What do you think? If I'm a shark, exactly, Paris, the shark would still have protection. Okay, those 4 teeth would be back in 24 hours. So he would kind of have to maybe stay away from things only for a day. The other advantage is he would be able to eat again. Okay, without the teeth there, he's not going to be able to eat. So it would only be about 24 hours that he wasn't able to eat. So I'm going to share some cool shark facts with you guys. And then we'll go ahead and talk about skates and rays. So there's over 350 different types of sharks or species of sharks worldwide. The smallest shark is less than 8 inches long, and it's called a dwarf shark. Now, a dollar bill is 6 inches, so it's just a little bit larger than a dollar bill. Hey, I said in the beginning that sharks have a really good sense of smell. Well, almost 2/3 of the shark's brain is devoted to smell. This large tooth that I had, scientists think came from a type of shark called a Carcharodon megalodon. And they think that the Carcharodon megalodon was 3 times bigger than great white sharks are. And that its jawbones, so like its mouth, could open up big enough to eat a large car. And the last cool fact I have for you guys is that there are about 20 species of sharks that can glow in the dark. Now, sharks could use this to make themselves less visible to predators. Let me try that again. Sharks could use this ability to make themselves less visible to predators below, or to allow them to kind of locate each other. Like, here I am, I'm over here. Where's the rest of my shark friends? Scientists aren't exactly sure why they have the ability to glow or where they got that ability from, but those are their 2 guesses as to what advantages it gives them. So let's go back up and look at our PowerPoint of skates and rays. Does anyone want to go ahead and read this screen or this slide? No volunteers? All right. Skates and rays are characterized by having flattened bodies. The pectoral fins, which are the fins on the side, are flat and extend to appear as if they are wing-like structures. So what you might think are the wings of a skate or a ray are actually his fins or her fins. Most skates and rays are demersal, which means they are bottom-dwelling organisms. They have 5 pairs of gill slits. If you look at the picture on the top of this slide, that's a picture of the belly of a skate or a ray. And it kind of looks like it's smiling. And underneath that, there's 5 little holes. Those are his gill slits. Their gill slits are always located ventrally, which means they're always on their stomachs. Usually in a skinned ray, there is no distinction between the body, the head, and the pectoral fins. It all looks like one fish. And the eyes on a skate or a ray are on the dorsal or the top side. And if you look at the bottom picture here, you can see 2 little bumps on his back that are his eyes. Many skates and rays bury themselves under the sand, becoming almost invisible, except for their eyes, looking out for predators. If you look at these 2 images, you can see just the eyes. In the image on the right, you can see his tail. But the rest of the body is camouflaged pretty well in the sand. So let's look at the difference or the distinction between a skate and a ray. Skates are between 1 and 6.5 feet long. They have a slender tail that they use as a rudder. They live on sandy or muddy bottoms, along shores, or in deep waters. They have a caudal fin on their tail, and there are spiracles on their dorsal side. They have no stinging spine on their tail. They have internal fertilization with eggs developing outside the body in an egg case. And they are generally smaller than rays. Okay, and here's a picture of some skates. There's all different types of They're all different types of camouflage that skates and rays use to blend in with the ocean bottom. Okay, rays, on the other hand, have whip-like tails with a stinging spine for defense. There is a poison venom gland at the base of the spine that may cause serious injury to the foot or the hand if you get stung or stuck with this spine. Now, the way this spine works is it's a spine, and then it has little teeth-like projections that sort of look like the end of a fish hook. When it goes into your foot, it goes in nice and easy. But if you try to pull that spine out, it is very difficult, and it almost cuts your foot or your leg, wherever it goes in, as it comes out. Normally, if you were to get stung in the foot or the hand or the leg, it would hurt, but you would be fine. If you get stung in the abdomen or the chest, you could end up dying from it. Rays also have no caudal fin on their tail. They are generally larger than skates. Some have electric organs to stun their prey, and some species of rays can grow up to 750 pounds. And here is a picture of a stingray. And here is a manta ray. So those are our sharks, our skates, our rays. So what we are going to do now is we are going to do something called a Venn diagram. Now, our Venn diagram is going to have our bony fish on this side, and our cartilaginous fish on this side. So go ahead and check out your whiteboard. And I want you guys to fill some information in. Information on bony fish goes over here in the yellow. Information on cartilaginous fish goes over here in the blue. And if it's fact about both, it goes over here in the green, in between the two. So, for instance, I know that both cartilaginous and bony fish have a dorsal fin. Okay, what do you know? Go ahead and fill any information you know in, please. Okay, remember to write on the board. You can click on the letter A, and then click on the whiteboard, and that's how you write. All right. Nothing else you guys can think of to add up here? What are some other common things between bony fish and cartilaginous fish? How do they breathe? What do bony fish and cartilaginous fish have on their bodies for protection? Where do they live? Okay, let's come up with some answers. What kind of teeth do one or the other have? Okay, try to fill some stuff in. Okay, some stuff we're going to move. Okay, a skeleton made of cartilage, not bone. That's going to go over here to cartilaginous fish. Breathe through gills, great. Eat other fish, awesome. Okay, don't move them because you're going to end up moving other things too. So that goes over here. Okay, over 20,000 species. Bones have a dorsal fin and gills. That can go here. They're called osteichthyes. They have paired fins. That can go here. They have a dorsal fin. All right, good job. All of that information is true. Okay, now one of the things that everyone likes to talk about when you talk about sharks is shark attacks. So I went ahead and I did a little presentation here about shark attacks. Shark attacks are actually very rare. Okay, so if you go ahead and look back up on your PowerPoint screen, a shark could attack a rogue shark, could attack people swimming who sound like injured fish, and may be mistaken for natural prey. Many attacks involve spear fishermen. Sharks are attracted to the fluttering or floundering movement of the injured fish that the spear fishermen are dragging behind them. Therefore, the shark gets upset and could attack. 80% of attacks involve 1 or 2 bites, but don't seem to have an intense kill. Think of it this way. If you were swimming in the water and a 20-foot shark came and wanted to attack you, it could kill you. So an idea behind why sharks don't kill humans most times when they attack is that maybe a human doesn't react like the other prey. So when it's bitten, the shark kind of loses interest. Okay, and humans certainly don't taste like other prey. Humans, for the most part, are bony. If a shark is trying to eat a seal, which would be his natural food, it's a lot fatter and meatier than a human leg. When an attack does occur, it's likely to just be a single bite, like I said, and not an attempt to actually eat the person. So if a person does die from a shark attack, it's usually because of blood loss, not because the shark actually ate them head to toe. Of the 360 known species of shark, of which 250 species are alive right now, only 25 different species have ever been identified in human attacks. The 4 most dangerous of these are the great white, the tiger, and the bull shark. Okay, and here's a picture of each of those sharks. So if you're swimming in the water and you see a great white or a tiger shark, you may want to consider getting out. I think personally if I saw any shark, I would get out. But these are the ones that are going to attack most often. Okay, the majority of shark attacks occur in temperate waters, which means temperatures off the east coast, the west coast of the U.S., within 67 meters or 200 feet of shore, so close to shore, and in a depth of about 5 feet of water, so where you certainly could be standing. So a few ways to avoid shark attacks. You should not dive or swim alone. You should not dive or swim at night. If you are fishing or spear fishing, you should not keep captured fish near you in the water. You should not spearfish for a prolonged time in one area. You should not enter the water if you have a cut. If you do see a shark, do not panic. Get out of the water as fast and quietly as possible. And the reason they say you shouldn't panic and splash is because the vibrations from the water will sound like an injured or ill fish. I hope you guys enjoyed today's class on chondrichthyes. I would encourage you to participate in class next week. DeAndre, Paul, turn in your fish pamphlets, and you can share them with everyone at the beginning of class next week. Anne and Paris, great job on your pamphlets. Your homework today is much easier. Last week it was a little time consuming. This week there is an assignment in Moodle. It is, I think, 6 matching questions. And there's a document for you to read about a couple of different types of sharks. And the questions are about sharks' teeth and the shape of shark teeth. If you have any questions during the week, feel free to give me a call or send me an email. I hope that you have a great day, and I will see you next week.